Hello and welcome to the Cinemile, where we walk to and from the movie. Cathy here today without my husband Dave, but I'm here with a very special guest, my friend Brett.
Hello.
And Oscar, who you can hear in the background. So Brett is my friend who lives in Sydney, and I met him in Sydney, and he's just moved to the UK, and it's our first time meeting up since he got here, and I'm forcing him to come on my podcast.
I wouldn't say force him. I would kindly like to come.
Yeah, he's
I
excited.
accept.
But he's never actually listened to the podcast, which he revealed over breakfast. And we are going to see Love, Simon, which I can't wait to see. It's from the writing duo who work on This Is Us, which I love. Have you seen This Is Us?
I have. It's a massive show in Australia.
Yeah?
I watched the first season.
Same. I haven't seen beyond the first season.
Oh, me either.
Because they haven't shown it here, Channel 4, hello. But I love This Is Us, and this is based on a book which I haven't read called Simon versus the Homo sapien agenda, something like that. But basically, it's the first ever teen movie to have a gay character as the lead protagonist, which is quite cool. And I think it sounds really great, but I haven't even seen a trailer. Brett, however, has actually seen the movie.
I have seen it,
Yeah.
and I have to say, I did love Simon.
Okay, good.
The movie, that is.
So it'd be interesting to see what you think of it on second viewing, if it holds up. Like, in terms of, like, teen movies, would it be up there with your faves?
I reckon it has a bit of a Mean Girls feel to it, minus
Okay.
the girls and the meanness.
Okay.
But it's kind of, it is quite good.
Okay.
Yeah.
My top teen movie is probably, I was thinking about this on the bus over, Clueless. It's a long-term favourite of mine. And I always love John Hughes movies like The Breakfast Club. And then really interestingly, just last week, Molly Ringwald wrote an interesting article on like how women are treated in The Breakfast Club when you look back on it now through like the lens of today, and how actually really sexist that movie is. And now I'm going to rewatch it, but I don't know if I can put it in my top movies anymore. Have you seen The Breakfast Club recently?
I have to admit, I've actually never seen it. I know.
Oh really? Oh, such a
Shame on
teen
me, I know.
classic. Are you embarrassed?
Oh, I am now.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad I've shamed you on this podcast. Yeah, so The Breakfast Club, I mean, I'll probably need to watch it again, but I wouldn't, at this stage now, Clueless I think is my top one. But I hope to have another one, because I'm also a big Mean Girls fan.
Yeah, I think this will be up there in your top 10 at least.
Ooh, okay, brilliant. Right, okay, see you after the movie. Bye.
Bye.
Sometimes I feel like I'm stuck on a Ferris wheel. One minute I'm on top of the world, then the next I'm at rock bottom. I've been thinking about why I haven't come out yet. Maybe part of me wants to hold on to who I've always been, just a little longer.
Right, we are out of Love, Simon, Brett, for the second time. What did you think of it?
I still liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah? What do you like about it?
It's just a good coming of age, classic teen kind of drama.
And what I, watching it, was thinking, I was really enjoying it, and it got me emotionally. And I was thinking, it's a really good teen movie, but what makes it so good is the fact that the lead character is gay, and that he's coming to terms with trying to come out and everything, because I think that obviously hasn't been done before in a teen movie the way this has, like it's the central plot, and that made it really inspiring. And I think, like, I was just thinking, like, when Oscar's older, if he is gay, I would love him to watch this movie, and for that to be there for him to watch, and it's just so good in that way. But then on the other hand, as a movie, that aside, I felt like bits of it were a bit slow and a bit dull, and I think that some of the side characters could have been developed a bit better. Like, I felt like the dad, Josh Duhamel, was a bit generic. Jennifer Garner was a nice mom, I liked her. The friends were all quite nice, but I don't know, I didn't feel like some of those movies where you've got really sparky side characters. And Tony Hale, who I love from Arrested Development, was the vice principal, but he had a funny, weird character, didn't he?
Yeah, I feel like he wasn't really necessary.
Yeah, I didn't actually get any of the stuff with the vice principal, but I loved it, and I was crying at the end. I mean, I felt like it was really emotional. Did you feel emotional? You weren't crying?
Definitely the whole, because I've seen it the second time. The first time I was more emotional.
Yeah.
The whole story coming out between his family and the parents, and his conversation with his dad and mum, I think was really good.
I was comparing it to, did you watch Glee?
Yes.
Do you remember in Glee, I think it was season 1, when I can't remember his name, was it Kirk, and he came out to his dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was such an amazing scene, and I was comparing it to that amazing scene where in Glee, he says to his dad, like, I'm gay, and we're all like petrified because his dad seems like this massive like homophobe, and the dad just says, I know, and they have this really beautiful moment. And I guess in this movie I was expecting something like that, so it was interesting that it wasn't treated like that. Actually, it was really awkward when he came out, and and I guess like the central message in the end was that when everyone found out he was gay, nobody actually cared. It was more that they were annoyed that he'd done to cover it up.
Yeah. The relationships between his friends and that were definitely, I don't know, I felt like they could have had more character building, like you mentioned, but I don't know.
And I think it's just like with Simon as well. I think we'll just I know you haven't listened to our podcast before, but we go to Spoiler Street when we're talking about spoilers. So I think we should go to Spoiler Street on this, but before we go there, I think obviously you recommend it, right, because you've been twice.
Yes, I do.
I totally recommend it. I think it's a lovely movie, albeit I think like some of the script could have been a bit better. Like there was a few moments that like were trying for laughs but aren't really that funny. It was basically probably a bit more schmaltzy than I was expecting. Like it didn't really pack a punch, like we mentioned Mean Girls and Clueless before. Like they really pack a punch, those movies.
Yeah, there's no iconic kind of moments in a way.
I think the iconic moment is the end because it's really sweet.
Yeah.
But right, on to Spoiler Street. So I think it was an amazing coincidence that his pen pal was basically like the best looking guy in the school. It's so gorgeous. And Brett said he's an Aussie actor, which I didn't know he was Australian.
Yeah, there's 2 Australians in it.
Who's the other?
Catherine Langford. She was in 13 Reasons Why.
Oh, so who did she play in this movie?
The best friend, Leah.
Oh, so is she the star of 13 Reasons Why?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't watched that, but I know it's really popular. Oh, I thought she was amazing.
Oh, she's, no spoilers, but yeah, she's one of the main stars.
Oh, okay, she's really good. I really liked her, and I like that she's like not like your classic looking female lead. Mm-hmm. That she's like really quirky and kind of curvy, and I really liked her. But I also thought she was a really good actress, not just physically. But yeah, his boyfriend Blue turns out to be literally the hottest guy in the school, as is our main character. But I know that tends to happen in movies anyway, but it did make me laugh. I was kind of hoping Blue would be this like hideous troll and they would say like, will love really conquer all. So I would have enjoyed that. And I really liked it was a bit random, but I liked the plot of his little sister being like a wannabe chef.
Yeah, that was very cute.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cute. And at the end I was rolling my eyes because at the end, for anyone who hasn't seen it, though you shouldn't be on Spoiler Street if you haven't seen it, is this moment where he waits for his pen pal Blue, his gay pen pal, like on a Ferris wheel, and I felt like it was a little bit Never Been Kissed.
Yes.
Yeah, remember at the end
it does.
she's like on the baseball pitch.
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of a trope of a romantic movie that they even kind of reference it earlier in the movie, in that like one of the characters does this really romantic gesture, a bit like I think trying to do a Heath Ledger from 10 Things I Hate About You and failing. And then you think, oh, the big romantic gesture didn't work. And then actually this guy does it and he goes and waits in the Ferris wheel for Blue, and I was rolling my eyes. But then when Blue arrived and they kissed, I was just crying. It was just so beautiful. And I loved having Oscar there because I just thought I'd love that he can watch a movie with characters like this together and like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
And it was interesting, all the scene where he kind of, the main character Simon talks like, I wish like I didn't have to come out, like straight people don't have to come out, so why do gay people have to come out? And it was made me think of our mutual friend Franny, who was on Moonlight, and Franny said he never came out, he was just like always openly gay. And I'm hoping that by the time, well, Oscar's older, but for anyone, that's like not a thing, that it doesn't have to be something you have to talk about.
No, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a necessity in life.
And it should be, if it's just from a young age, something you know, like a man loves a woman, man loves a man, woman loves a woman, whatever, that this normal, it's all normal, and you don't have to be defined just by your sexuality, which I think was good in this movie, the way Jennifer Garner at the end is like, well, you're still exactly the same person. Yeah, I thought that was really sweet. And I haven't seen her in a while.
No, she hasn't really been in much.
I'm a Jennifer Garner fan.
She's been laying low, especially with the whole Ben Affleck situation.
I know. Well, also she probably like had a couple of kids, you know, takes a lot out of you, I can attest to that. Speaking of, did you see, on a complete side note, all the really hilarious stuff on Twitter about Ben Affleck's back tattoo?
No.
You have to look it up.
Okay.
Look it up. He apparently has this back tattoo that everyone's been so mean about online, but it do give me a good giggle. So what, anything else you want to say about the movie? Have you read the book?
No, I haven't, but I feel like I need to now.
Yeah,
I feel like the book might give away a bit more go a bit more in depth.
Yeah,
movie did.
it's funny because it's from the people who make This Is Us, which is a really like over the top emotional show, and this was over the top emotional too. What did you think of the lead actor, Simon? We haven't even discussed him.
I thought it was quite good because he's a bit unknown as well. I feel like this felt like his big movie.
Yeah, it was definitely.
So we'll definitely probably see him in more things.
Because a quick IMDb, because I knew I had seen him somewhere and couldn't pick it. He was actually in Jurassic World. He was one of the kids in that. You know, the Chris Pratt one. Yeah. I thought he really carried the movie. I thought he was a really good lead. And he's quite understated, which I like. You don't often get that from a lead. Like, he only had a couple of emotional moments. Mm-hmm. And apparently he was in Melissa and Joey. Have you seen that? It's this really bad TV show. I've watched 1 or 2 episodes with Melissa Joan Hart, aka Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Yeah, so apparently he's in that as well.
Surprised he's still around.
Yeah, but I really enjoy it. I thought he was actually... Oh, we're next to a doorbell. I thought he was really good. But I'm glad we went to see it, and thank you for coming for a second time.
No, thank you.
And so Brett obviously had never listened to our podcast before. And Brett, did you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram? He did in the cinema.
Followed all the socials.
Do you subscribe to us on iTunes?
I will tonight.
You will tonight, good. And will you leave us a 5-star review?
Of course.
You will. Okay, great.
I have to listen to it now.
Thank you. Oh well, you will have to. What if you think it's terrible? Will you ask me to delete this episode?
No, not
at all. Okay, well, thank you for coming on, and see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
P.S. It doesn't seem fair that only gay people have to come out. Why is straight the default?
I have something I need to tell you.
I like girls. You trying to kill me?
I like men. I'm straight. I'm heterosexual.
Oh, God, help me, Jesus.